Playing first, we've got Figaro and Matt, two very, very good Zergs. And then obviously coming up later this week, we're going to have Risky and Mystic, a Terran player and another Zerg player. So a little bit Zerg flavored. We're going to get definitely a Zerg in the final. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm pretty sure a Zerg is going to win tonight. At least one.
At least one. At least one's that I'd be surprised if at least one didn't win. If it was just Terrans in the final, out of nowhere, Razorblade from the dead comes out here. That'd be quite fun, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna have two Zerg series. We're gonna have Zerg vs Zerg, and then a Zerg vs Terran. Of course, our first series is gonna be Figaro, long time in the UK scene, versus Matt, who's been around in the past, but has just now had a resurgence. Both of them are around, high 5K, 6K sort of level, but Matt's kind of the dark horse. If you know a bit about the UK scene, you've probably never heard of Matt's. And to be honest, before the UK StarCraft 2 League, none of us had either. He's a guy back from 2013. He's back from Wings, where I played for Vega Squadron, and
that's a blast from the past.
Figaro's been playing very well consistently since Wings as well, but has never really taken a break. He's always been around Epic Lands. He's already played well for a long time, and he's a good friend of Risky's as well, who we'll see in a bit. But I think we should get into our first series between Matt and Figaro. What do you think?
Sounds like a great idea. I love Zerg versus Zerg. Out of all the mirror matchups, it's my favorite. Maybe PvP. Quite like a bit of PvP as well. But it's interesting. It's interesting.
PvP proxy v proxy. No,
exactly. You never know who's.
That's not a good matchup, man.
Who's going to choose the hardest? That's the answer. That's the thing we need to know.
That's a very good question. Yeah, but I'm just thankful we've got no Protoss. As a staunch Terran player, I bring out the Reddit in me when I think, thank God, there's no Protoss in the semi-finals. Although saying that, I really do love Zane and T-Ball. Amazing guys. I love meeting them at LAN every time. Zane and I went to Korea together with Razorblader, and they're all amazing guys. And we had a big resurgence in Protoss players. Even Exo, our observer, and standing caster one time for the UK StarCraft 2 League is also a Protoss, one of those resurgent Protosses. Where before, you'd look 2 years ago and there'd be literally no Protosses. It's just Terrans.
Yeah, it was Protoss, like Wings of Liberty, and then all of a sudden, no Protoss. And now a little bit of Protoss again. Just a little bit of Protoss,
just a touch of Protoss.
But no Protoss in this game. Who is in this game, Volkus?
Oh my God, don't catch me out like that. So we have our Zerg player in red, spawning down the bottom left-hand side. He is representing Doncaster, and no clan in particular. He is Matt.
And in the top right, representing TSI, is it Figaro? I keep saying Figaro. Figaro?
I say Yasha.
Okay, it's a blue Zerg, Yasha.
But no, I tend to say Figaro, but I'll switch into Figaro. I never personally asked someone how to pronounce his name, but I think either is correct. I don't really something you'll find in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Yes, the blue Zerg in the match here, definition in the Oxford Dictionary as Figaro. I've had. So we've got pretty much exactly mirrored here down to the milliseconds of the spawning pool. It's nothing crazy as of yet. I didn't expect much though. I didn't expect really a 12 pool here, did you?
No, I don't think out of the first game. Both players are going to play pretty standard. We're probably going to see a third base out of both of these players pretty soon. Maybe a couple supply, next couple drones. Next round of drones probably going to go out to the third base. We're going to see a nice macro game. Nothing crazy, no 14-14, no, as we saw back in the groups, the Aster build. No one base all ends, not yet. But we could still see something two base. But, with both players pulling off gas, I doubt we're going to see any, two base Muta, two base Roach with, Nidus, one, anything like that. We're not going to see any of that right now.
Which is a shame.
Yes, but a standard play here.
Yeah, the only difference I've seen was Matt sort of going 2 Zerglings, then a couple of drones, then another 2 Zerglings to get 4. Whereas obviously Figaro just went for the 4 Zerglings straight away, which is pretty standard. Matt taking a slightly earlier third as well, which should lend FIGARO to a little bit of aggression, but generally Zerg's a bit too clever to fall for sort of mass ling all-ins at the moment. And there's the third coming down as well.
In this third base position, because it's got the rich gas guys here. What is he intending to use that gas for? Is it going to be really heavy Roach Ravager play, or are we going to see maybe Muters? Because we don't see any Baneling down at the moment. This could be some really heavy Ling pressure out here by FIGARO. He's going to probably want to save his gas. Like we're seeing 14, 12 Lings coming in here. So it's going to be really heavy, 2.5, 3 base Ling pressure here. It's going to probably be, it's going to be a Roach all-in after this, I think, here. Off, this 25 drones here. We're going to see lots and lots of Roaches. Matt's going to have to build these Banes to defend Higgs. He just does not have the numbers right now.
No, he's absolutely fine. Yeah, he's absolutely fine with this sort of pressure. A couple of Banelings will shut this right down. As long as he doesn't lose his third, all is well in the camp of Matt as well. But FIGARO being really aggressive here with Lings. Good sort of micro back and forth, but he's not going to get anything done as long as Matt's sort of hot on, spotting where his army is. And I think he's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, Matt running out onto the map there. I think it's a bit precarious. His Banes are completely out of position here, and this could be the end here of Matt in game number 1. Just this quickly, his Banes are completely out of position. He built so many Banes, but he's not got them at home. The Ling advantage is massive here for FIGARO, and the Banes are just going everywhere. They don't know where they're going.
Yeah, exactly right. And obviously managed to pick off that queen there, which is exactly what you want to do with those early Lings as well. Matt not losing too much, but, the Lings picking off a queen is a big deal. And we do see the Roach follow up immediately here. Matt's Roach Warren not yet done, but he does spot them with the Overlord coming in. So he is going to be slightly prepared here. You can see 12 Lings and a Roach on the way as well. I suspect more Roaches, but look at the amount of Roaches FIGARO is producing
what these
right
rich
now.
guys are for. And you'll notice there's no lair, there's no roach speed. So if FIGARO's attack doesn't work here, this might be the end of FIGARO in this game here, because he really needs to get damaged and he cannot retreat. He is the Soviet Union overdrive here. There is no retreat. There is only forwards. And that's what it's going to be for these Roaches. But then again, FIGARO is cutting his losses here, actually. He's going to pull back a little bit, regroup, and push a bit further on, because he cannot hang back. He's down in drones here. And this army is going to wear off, because he's going to try and do a bit of Ling harassment here.
Yeah, you got to keep the army busy. You've got to keep the Zerg on his toes, even as Zerg, basically. And you've got to keep an eye on that Baneling count as well. If you can pick the Banelings off, then the Ling follow-up after Roach pressure can absolutely kill. So that's exactly what FIGARO's doing there. Just picking off that Banelings and just making sure that number stays low, forcing his gas into more of them to obviously defend instead of Roaches. And then that's when that Roach count really sort of mounts up. But you can see here, 6 or 7 Ravagers ready to go as well. Those corrosive bars are going to be key, not to mention the extra DPS as well. And exactly right, that's what this extra gas is for here. It's just allowing him to do these kind of things.
But still, no lair out of FIGARO. He's really got to make something happen here. He's using that extra gas for these Ravagers, but he's staying really defensive. And I'm not liking this here for FIGARO.
But Matt is droning.
Matt's going to be in a really good position here. He's getting Ravagers of his own. He's going to defend onto the high ground. And I'm not sure what FIGARO's plan is here, because eventually Matt's going to get Roach speed. And if he takes one good engagement, he'll just crush the army of FIGARO, and there'll be no retreat whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly right. And obviously, as he carries on mining from that gas, he is going to have a slight gas advantage on the drone counts as well. But FIGARO doing a really good job at keeping Matt's army sort of busy, a bit of Ling pressure into the third as well, keep that busy. But now this movement of Roaches and Ravagers moving out as well is just going to do a lot of damage if he manages to get in the base. But, Matt's going to be really, really good. Another little Ling run by picking off drones there. This is exactly what FIGARO needs to do. Matt's actually supply blocked now, just opening up, but the army is barreling down on the third now, so Matt needs to get ready for an engagement.
Yeah, there's so many Roaches here for FIGARO. As much as he's been buying his time and it's been bad, there's still so many Roaches, so many Ravagers here. With that extra range, he's just able to pounce on top of this army here. The files are going to be good, because when you've got that many Ravagers, you don't really need to aim the files. No matter what, it's a good bile.
Yeah, exactly right. You just need to sort of engage, dodge the bios as Matt doing a little Ling run by to the third as well, managing to pick off the drones and the queens that was there. But this engagement is heavily favoring Figaro at the moment, but the roach count is getting higher and higher, and all he's got is Ravengers. Ravengers not so good against just pure roach. You need that kind of roach front line, but he is doing a very good job at what he has here. He is going to pick off that third, which is a massive deal. Matt doing a lot of economic damage back at the third as well of Figaro. But yeah, little skirmish there. And I think Figaro is still ahead, especially with killing that third.
I'm not sure. I mean, Matt, although he hasn't got his third anymore, is way ahead in drones right now.
Yeah,
he's nearly doubling the amount of drones here.
And you got to think production's such a big deal. Yeah, production is such a big deal with Zerg versus Zerg, though. Every single lava counts for something. And when you haven't got that third base and your opponent does, that is a big deal. We do see 2 Banelings making their way into the natural as well. This could be a lot of damage. There's a lot of drones clumped up.
Oh,
no! Round. He got distracted.
God, no!
But he did win the engagement back at the third to push Figaro's army away. And obviously, with his third establishing +1 on the way for Matt as well. If that +1 finishes, that's going to be another huge investment. And he does manage to pick off the third of Figaro as well. So back onto 2 bases each. That's such a shame those Banes didn't connect. That they put him way ahead.
Yeah, I'm really liking this position here for Matt because he doesn't need to force anything. He's going to have the advantage. He's going to have that +1 ranged attack, which is going to be really big in these roach versus roach wars. He's got more drones. He's got an equal army supply. This is looking really good for Matt because Figaro is the one having to make the plays here.
Yeah, exactly right. And Matt just being so protective over that third base, knows how important it is at this stage because those other 2 bases are going to start mining out at the moment. It looks like Figaro's lining up a little Ling counter attack to the third while his army pushes down the middle, continuing to pick off Overlords with those Ravengers. That's such a nice little touch to do as a Zerg.
Oh, amazing Ling run by into the main base there. I'm really liking this.
Just finding exactly what he needs to do there, picking off the drones. That's really, really good. This third base is getting attacked by Lings, though, but there's a massive push into the middle. But there's only a couple of Ravagers now for Figaro, and he's fighting up a ramp. Banelings coming in. They're going to clear up all those Lings. Nicely done. And now the main engage starts.
Some good biles going down here by Figaro. He's able to push a large portion of the army back. But now there's such a massive army here for Matt. He's nearly got his +1. Maybe he should have waited a bit longer, but the roach numbers are just overwhelming here for Matt. And even the slightest advantage in numbers can make such a difference. And Matt is going to take game number 1 in this best of 5 versus Figaro.
Brilliant control play there by Matt, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to sort of really pounce, really do that damage. You're right. If that +1 was done, that would have even been more one-sided. But I guess he sensed he has the right numbers and just pushed through. Yeah, great play by Matt there. I can't really sort of say anything negative about that as EVZ. It was really good.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say. Yeah, I mean, Figaro tried to make a play and Matt just held back really well. He wasn't fooled by the lack of third base in the traditional position.
Yeah, it was an interesting sort of tactic there by Figaro, sort of taking that forward third, you know, really utilizing the drone count to get those extra gases. I just don't feel that he'd done enough with the damage. He had that forward base, you know, he had the sort of distance advantage, he had the gas advantage. It just didn't feel like he made enough use of it. Like that early damage just wasn't there, and I think it needed that.
Yeah, for sure. And we are going to get into our second game, which is going to be on Simulacrum. So spawning in the top left-hand side, we have our red player up 1-0 in this series. He is Matt.
And in the bottom right, sporting attack for TSI, we do have the blue Zerg Figaro. Oh, both players going for a very early pull here. Straight away, we've got some action. We've got some differentiation.
Yeah, definitely not looking for a macro game here. Both of our players going for, I believe there were 12 pulls. I was alt-tab. I'm trying to do the Wikipedia at the same time.
Multitasking at its finest.
One game I should have been
What you do is you say they both went for very early pulls.
Very early pulls.
Very early pulls, yeah.
But there's no gas out of both of these players here, so this is a 12 pull, I believe.
Yeah, it could. Honestly, I think they might both go for this drone.
So tell us in the chat, please. This is a 12 pull.
It was a 12 pull. I think they're going for the double drone pull, and I think we're going to see a lot of drones and a lot of Lings smashing in the middle of here. Yeah, it's the 12. It's the 12 pull drone all in. and they're both doing it at the exact same time. We're going to see an absolute scrappy brawl in the middle between Lings and drones here, I think. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. It's just Ling pressure. Just Ling pressure.
Just Ling pressure, in inverted commas, as they go for a 12 port.
There's no such thing as cheese in ZVZ. What are you talking about? It's a pure matchup. The Lings are going to dodge each other, though, I think, by the pathing. But obviously, both Overlords are going to see it as well, so they might change direction. Nope, they're just going to pass each other like ships in the night.
Oh, the amount of times I've heard that reference, man.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be who can drone micro the best, I guess.
Matt takes first blood with those 2 Lings there at the front. Oh, this is really bad for Figaro right now. Losing those 2 Lings is massive. Yeah,
exactly. Both players now having to micro their little hearts out, but we do see a lot of Lings defending for Matt as well. Not so many for Figaro. It looks like he decided to drone instead of Ling behind this, so that's going to make a little bit of difference here. But Ling's alive in both bases. I think both naturals are going to go down. It's just who can lose the least at this point. Good surround on the Queen.
This is looking so good for Matt right now. He's just taking out the Queen.
Yeah, that's big.
And it looks like he's probably going to take out the hatchery as well. There's just nothing here to defend. And Matt's got his own Queen back at home, and he's able to push away Figaro's Ling. So this has been so good for Matt right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get this natural, not with the drones coming down and the Lings there, but more Lings are streaming across. If they manage to join their brothers here before anything gets cleaned up, then it is going to be a victory.
The Lings
for
are
Matt.
gone for Figaro.
Yeah,
this is
Matt
looking
doing
incredible for Matt right now.
Yeah, such a good job at microing Lings here. He is desperate to get that natural, but I don't think he needs to at this point, to be perfectly honest, to be ahead.
It'll be a massive 1-up if you could get it, because it's only on 130 HP right now, and he's pulling these Lings right now. He's even going to cut on Ling speed completely. He's not even planning to go for it. He's not mind a single gas. There's not a single extractor down. He's just looking to deal damage now, and possibly even win the game. Yeah, no, he can't push into that. The numbers are too high. The Queens are there as well. I know the hatch is such a tempting target, but you'd just be throwing away, 10, 12 Lings there for no reason whatsoever. Looks like he is trying to get a scout or maybe pick off a drone, but again, he's still going to be falling behind there. But Matt, back at home, established a natural. He hasn't got any gas yet, so the Baneling pressure back from Figaro is going to be very, very key here. I don't think without Ling speed or Banelings, you can really defend on just slow Lings alone. So we're going to see Matt go straight for... is that going to be full wall off? Not quite, but I think he's going to put. I thought he was going to put the spine in there, but decided not to. The Queens can block; they're fairly good against Banelings, but the spine crawler really does make the difference. But as soon as speed's finished, I think we're going to see Figaro be really aggressive, and Matt realizing that he probably can't hold and tap out. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, he hasn't got any speed. Yeah, he's going for the full wall off, using the Queens to kind of, punch back any Ling aggression. Yeah. This is going to be the key move of this game here. Whoever comes out ahead here is probably just going to be way ahead into the mid game. And he's going to start to rebuild this spine crawler again. This could have been really good if he had that spine crawler up right now, because that'd be so much more DPS on these Lings. But it's just 3 Queens here, though. Yeah, 3 Queens here. He's making the wall. He's transfusing. He's doing such a good job of keeping everything up, and all these Lings are going down. There's some Banelings. Wait, that's not a full wall. No, it's not. There's a gap. There's a gap. But there's enough Queens here. There was enough Queens here to kind of deflect it. There's only 3 Banelings moving in the back, and they're not going to do anything. Some more Lings coming in, but the Queens and the Roach out now is such a big deal. And GG. Yeah, with double the drone count, there was no way that Figaro was going to come back from that. So that was really well done. Yeah, really Figaro well. Had figured out there was a hole in that wall so much sooner. That would have been so good for him. Yeah. But Matt is one game away from knocking out Figaro, which most people would say it's a favorite here. Matt's story here is really, really good. I'm liking it. Yeah, you don't say. This is incredible for Matt so far. I'm Matt fan now. That's it. I'm dedicated Matt fan. You're a dedicated Matt fan. I am. Yeah. Tell me, where can I don't even have this guy on Twitter. Does he have a Twitter? Is he Enigma? Is he real? Is he an AI? He is. You need to level with me here. I think he said he was a self-proclaimed nobody, but he's just that's exactly a complete outsider. He is, he's is that ranger that's just walked into this Wild West town, like, God, it's the ranger from out east has come in. You know, he's here to cause trouble, kick some ass.
This is one of the StarCraft playing IIs, I'm telling you. This is the start of the robot uprising. This is him practicing to control an army. You know, this is what this is. I'm a Matt fan, but I don't trust him. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Too good. Unknown, too good. Nobody knows this guy.
Literally, but I won't call FIGARO out yet. I won't call him out yet. He still has a fighting chance there. But, you know, Matt has got an overwhelming advantage, and he is starting down in the bottom right-hand side of Golden Wall, and he is our red Zerg. He is, yet again, Matt.
And in the bottom left, currently disobeying the laws of StarCraft, which is having more supply, more units than supply, is a blue Zerg, FIGARO.
Is this going to be a 15, 14, 14?
The drone's moving across the map, so he's going to take the gold base, I believe. So that's probably the best way of doing that, to be honest, is Zerg. You know, make sure you get it out early, but keep enough drones back at home as well. What do you make of this map? I don't know how I feel about this map yet.
Well, if you're a Protoss, you probably love this map. You're just going to go for... Hold on, both players here are going for their
makes sense.
gold bases. But what you'll notice is that FIGARO is going for a 15, 14, 14. So he went for that extractor trick to 15, get that early hatchery, and then he's going to go into spawning pool. And he's going to go for really heavy ling pressure out of this. Whereas Matt, on the other hand, has gone for a 16 hatch, 16 gas, 16 pool, which is a lot more standard. And you'll notice they're quite similar hatchery times. But FIGARO is going to finish ever so slightly sooner, and his pool is going to finish a whole lot sooner. And being a gold base is going to make such a difference, because he's just going to go for lings upon lings upon lings. He's going to get 100 gas for speed and probably cut it there. Might go for banelings if he's feeling unconfident, but
this is a really clever build by FIGARO, actually, because the distances are so close. It's just a drone transfer, don't worry. So the that's right. So the where was I? Yes, it's a really clever build by FIGARO here, because basically what it means is most Zergs are going to take these gold bases, because obviously that's what Zergs are going to do. Because the pool is so much earlier, look at the rush distance between the natural and the gold here, well, the gold and the gold, shall I say, is so huge. So if you've got an early pool, chances are your lings can get in, do some damage before they've even spawned the queen if they go standard, which is exactly what we're seeing here. And he's going to have to pull these drones.
FIGARO has this map figured out, man. This is really good by him right now. All he can do right now is damage control, and that's some really good micro there. That was incredible.
Yeah, the drone drill there from Matt was really, really good. Just waited that last couple of seconds for the Zerglings to come out as well. Now his queen's there. He's got some Zerglings. He's probably feeling quite safe, but FIGARO is just mounting on the pressure now. Here come the lings. No, they've decided to turn around. These players, they trick me. They trick me. I don't know what they're doing.
They trick you. They're very, very good players. And I think FIGARO has this map figured out, but damn, Matt with that little ling micro there, that was really impressive.
I like the queen positioning as well. Just tucked away in those minerals there.
There's so many roaches coming out for Matt right now. This is looking really good for him.
That makes a lot of sense as well. As I said, the distance between both bases are really small, so those roaches can arrive very, very quickly. Speed on the way now. A lot of banelings following this behind, but the roaches are going to keep up the damage. Good target fire on the banelings, not allowing them in. And now, of course, the surround is there, but the micro of Matt is really, really good. Roach is cleaning up, and FIGARO's aggression is completely swatted away there. Brilliant play by Matt. And again,
this
targeting
is looking
the banelings,
great
the roaches
right now.
Yeah, and again, roaches now just pushing away the cross. There's no Roach Warren even for FIGARO yet. He's just sort of stuck on lings at the moment. And if Matt manages to get up against the wall or doesn't allow the surround, these roaches are just going to rain down death. Looks like FIGARO is going for the run by round the back, which is probably the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, and I don't think I like this move out here. Not without a good number of roaches. It's actually a good idea. And now look, he's having to defend with drones right now. He's got his roaches coming back, but he shouldn't have really lost any drones right there. He should have kept at home.
If he'd have gone into the main, with those lings instead of going straight into the gold base. He would have probably got the queen and a few drones before anyone could do anything. But it looks like Matt is ready to sort of push back pressure. But that is a lot of lings. And if they get a surround, they will kill those roaches. Not a problem at all.
I think this is a bit of like a mental sort of mismatch. This would have been a really good move out if there weren't on gold bases. If this had just been standard bases, this would have been so good for Matt right now. After killing that many lings, but with the gold bases, there's just so much more income. Even now, the trade is all right, but it's really expensive to get this many roaches back, and Matt's going to have to go back onto pure just ling again.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to match the ling count just to support the roaches here, because of the amount of lings FIGARO can have. He is bringing his drones down to help defend. That's probably a good idea here. Just get the extra DPS. But Matt is doing a really good job of killing everything. A couple of drones going down. The army's going down. The Ravager is going to get surrounded. More lings coming in. And a single roach is going to get cleaned up. So good play by FIGARO there. But Matt is ahead. He's definitely ahead here.
I'd say he's behind here. He's got no roaches, and he's behind in ling count here. He just should not have been this aggressive. But now FIGARO is going to be in a great position to start killing off lings in this gold natural right now.
Yeah, exactly right. No, you are 100% right. He was ahead on drones, but the game just doesn't go long enough to match that. So
the rush distance is just too short.
Really, really clever play by FIGARO. I like it. That was a really good use of that map. I'm sitting there going, I don't like this map, and a few people have been complaining about it. And FIGARO kind of figured it out. He went,
for the he just went for the counter bullshit.
He just
with more bullshit. It's kind of strange.
There's no cheese in ZVZ. I don't know what you're saying.
There is only dedicated pressure.
There's a pure skilled matchup. There's no cheese. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as cheese. Yeah, you're right.
No, exactly. No Zerg would reduce himself down.
So, as our fourth map is
correct.
This is our fourth map. We'll be going to Internal Empire. So this is probably this is a good standard map outside of maybe Everdream. It's probably the first standard map we've had so far. Because what was the order? It was Everdream, Simulacrum, Golden Wall.
Yep.
Actually, Simulacrum's quite standard, to be honest, as well. But I'm not really a fan of it, especially not compared to Eternal Empire. And we have our players spawning on Eternal Empire now, and spawning in the bottom left-hand side, we have our red Zerg. He is Matt.
And in the top right, currently 2-1, we have TSI's FIGARO. So I suspect we're going to see a longer game on this, not just because obviously they're going for fairly standard openings so far, just simply because the distance between natural and natural is huge. Like, it's hard to kind of go for that early ling aggression to hit any time before that your opponent's going to have lings out as well. So you are just kind of be button heads mainly here. Slightly earlier pull here for FIGARO. Don't think it's going to make much difference. That's what I'm saying. Like, the distance between the natural and the natural of your opponent is just huge. So in ZVZ, lings are going to arrive about the time that your opponent's lings pop anyway. But we'll see if he does anything with it. I don't think he will. I think he's just going pull first to be safe.
I think that the bigger thing here on Eternal Empire is that it's a very defensive map. There's a lot of choke points. On the first three bases, it's kind of choky. There's only really two ways in, and one of them can be blocked off with just like 2 EO chambers. So you can only focus on one choke for the whole 3 bases there. So if you go for roaches, there's no way you die on 3 bases. Not unless it's some Nidus play or, you get more roaches. That sort of thing. Because linger and buys just aren't going to work. You have banelings in the choke point and you just can't take a good engagement. But it looks like FIGARO is going to try and go for a lot of early lings here. Maybe catch off Matt, thinking that it is a defensive map. Both players are probably going to go to roaches. Matt, for the most part, has been looking to go for a macro game every game but our Simulacrum game, where he went for the 12 pool, the same as FIGARO. And he's probably going to go meta again. He's going to go for that third base. But Matt has he's got an ace up his sleeve here. He's going to try and start bringing himself back into the series, tie up the series by going for this really early pool. And these lings are going to start to come in and try and deny this hatchery. But 2 queens on the way and some early lings, but it's only 2 here. He's actually cut short on lings. I think he was hoping for a macro game out of FIGARO.
Yeah, so what I've seen from Matt early on is he does skip the second set of lings. So he does pick up one set, drones twice, and then picks up the next set. if Figaro is like realize that as well, this pressure is really, really good because you're going to catch your opponent with just 2 lings there and not much else. But great placement by the Queen just to keep that alive, but it is going to go down. So Figaro gets a really nice early pick, and that spawning pool was well worth it.
Yeah, I mean, losing the Queen this early isn't an insanely massive deal. You know, I don't believe he actually got the inject off, so it could actually be a bigger deal. But, you know, it's not costing any lava, and it's only 150 minerals. So at the end of the day, it's not the biggest loss compared to losing any drones.
It's just that sort of, you know, exponential growth thing. So you miss your first inject, that means you're 4 lava behind pretty much the entirety of the game. And obviously, if Figaro's like, you know, that sort of on it, every lava is going to count. Like if you're 4 or 5 roaches short by the time his roach pressure comes in, that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and Figaro is the sort of player to be absolutely on it. Like you were saying, Matt cuts back on those, those extra 2 lings, and Figaro is the sort of person to go through a replay, go through the match history, and look, oh, this is what you do. Oh, you go for 2 less drones. 2 less lings. I'm going to punish that this game.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of player he is. You know, even down 0-2, nothing gets through his head. He's just thinking very logically, what steps should I take to win from here? And I think it takes, a very good player. And, you'll hear Risky go on about it all the time. The Figaro is a very good player, and he has a champion sort of mindset. And to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised he's not actually won any Epic Lands. But
there's still time. There's still plenty.
Maybe he might win a UKSC2 league. He's doing.
There's literally an infinite amount of Epic Lands left.
I don't know. This virus shall not be named. Maybe having something to say about that.
But after this is all blown over, it'd be fine. There'll be infinite
when we go to the
Epic
Winchester and it all blows over.
You can't do that anymore right now.
Oh no, the pubs are shut. When we go to the when we go to the park and it all blows over.
KFC's on its way out. Starbucks is probably next. When will you sit at home?
As soon as we started, all McDonald's across the country shut at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
As soon as we started, that's all McDonald's shut in the UK.
We should have made that the public service announcement then. Just let everybody know.
We should have done, but no, we're about half an hour too late for that. So guys, if you wanted some Mackies while watching this, it's a bit too late for that.
Tough.
Tough luck, guys. Sorry, no Big Mac for your viewing experience.
Oh, it was great. I don't want to talk about it too much because obviously we've got a great game of StarCraft here going on, but it was absolute madness in the McDonald's in my town today. Absolute madness.
Oh, it's crazy. I've been hearing from all sorts of people that it's just mental. It's beyond mental right now because people they're just. I don't know. I don't want to get too into it because you could say it's political. But I think we should focus on the game.
Let's just pause the game for a second, right? Let's just talk about...
I mean, I have the power
really
here.
Good link pressure. This is really good link pressure.
Oh, that was a good cancel. I was worried he wasn't actually going to cancel it there. It looked so close.
Yeah.
But I think that Figaro doesn't really know what's going on right now. He invested in that Overseer, went into the natural, he saw all the gases. And he's like, okay, what's really going on now? He pressured into the third, saw the third was just about to finish it, which is a good catch, but it was earlier than his own third. And you saw beforehand that Figaro also walled off with an extra Evo chamber for a full wall. I think he's going a bit scared this game. He realizes his whole tournament is on the line here and doesn't want to make a silly mistake, but it's looking like Matt is making quite a few maybe silly mistakes here. In Golden Wall, he made quite a few mistakes moving out a bit too early. He didn't think about those that gold income, and now he's moving out a bit too early, near losing his third base again, which could be a real issue here. And he's wandering underneath these overlords, and I see there might be another Ling counterattack if Figaro deems to make any more, but no, she's going to go straight at Roaches right now.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing a really good job here, but Figaro obviously scouted the Spire here from Matt, so he knows the tech choices. Matt's going to use his Roaches here to do some damage, but there is a lot of Roaches from Figaro's side.
Yeah.
Upgrades are even at the moment. Figaro having a defender's advantage up the ramp. Matt trying to ling pressure in as well. He hasn't got a great deal of banked gas, so I'm guessing it's going to be the kind of like 5 or 6 meters just to harass, just to pull back, just to stop the aggression. But again, these players are much, much deeper thinkers than me. I might be completely wrong. He just might start massive Mutalisk from now.
I think you're right. With Matt pushing in, I think he tried to want to maybe offset Figaro, maybe think, hey, I'm not actually doing Fire. I'm going to go for more Roaches here because Now that Spire is a massive gas investment, and you need so much gas to make roaches. You know that Spire could have been what, 8 roaches?
Yeah.
And those 8 roaches can turn the absolute tide of any roach v roach fight.
Yeah.
So if you're being aggressive with your roaches, you're saying, hey, I've got lots of roaches. Because when you've got that many, it's so hard to count them. But here we are with the muta switch, and it's going to start to push away FIGARO's roaches.
Yeah, that's the great thing about mutas, especially when your opponent hasn't got any anti-air, is they just kill your army. What they can also do is obviously the map control. They can stop you moving out, because by the time you get there, you've lost 5 or 6 roaches. And they clear up the overlords as well, but they are going to bump into some queens here. They're not going to get much economic damage, but I don't think they need to. I think they just need to clear overlords and do the economic damage that way. I really like this use of muta in ZVZ. Instead of like mass muta, you get a few and just use it to clean up while you mass roaches behind. It's very clever. I like it.
Yeah, that is a really good advantage of muta. They're very nimble, but in Zerg vs Zerg, they're very, very fragile, with spore crawlers just being death rays, you know. They 3-shot a Mutalist, which is insane. Nothing 3-shots a Mutalist, maybe a 4, but it's a 7. I think it might be even 25 mineral building can 3-shot a Mutalist, which is crazy.
Yeah, so we do see the Mutalist is sort of cleaning up the overlords here, just gaining absolute map control. And what that means is Matt can take this 4th very, very safely. He's got really, really good vision. FIGARO has no vision. If we switch to FIGARO's vision right now, he has no idea what is going on.
Although he does know about the 4th base.
Yeah, of course.
That's the advantage of having such a nimble army, being the Mutalists. You can spread yourself out really thin and just be in everywhere.
Sorry, does Matt know he has 4 roaches? Oh, sorry, 8 roaches. They're going to take a long time to get to that base. Did he forget speed? Overlord speed?
I'm not sure.
This is the slowest drop I've ever seen in my life. This is next level. This is.
Oh my god! It took me forever to find them because they're moving that slowly. Yeah. Oh my god!
You can't tell them. They're just.
Oh my! Oh, this is. Oh,
there we go. Overlord speed on the way. But there's another 40 seconds until it gets there.
I think this would have been a really good idea if he had Overlord speed. This is just sad. This is so sad. But big engagement going to come down here, and FIGARO is going to have Hydras here, which are really good. They have really good DPS. Yeah. They're very supply efficient, especially compared to roaches and especially Ravagers, which are 3 supply, remember? Ravagers are 3 supply.
Yeah, they're expensive units. They're really expensive units.
Yeah, but they just don't carry their weight. I'd rather have 3 roaches compared to 2 Ravagers.
No, Muta's doing a little bit of damage in the main base, but we are about to see the engagement here. Both players are completely maxed out. It looks like Matt's Overlords are now finally speeding towards that natural, and this could be the key. If he pulls the army away and he manages to get a good engagement on the 3rd or the 4th, that could be the key to victory here, and I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. But big engagement in the middle here. There's no chance these armies aren't crashing. Wow, that's a brilliant concave for FIGARO. Look at the supply, just absolutely melting. It looks like the roaches are in the natural, but he's F2'd and A'd. That is not the right thing to do with those roaches.
Commanded, in fact.
No, not the right thing to do.
No.
Looks like we are just seeing another good concave here by FIGARO. Upgrades are exactly the same, but he is surrounded now. The supply of Matt absolutely plummeting. And that was...
It's 2-2, Matt!
That was... Do you know what? I'm Matt's biggest fan. I'm the first to admit that.
Yeah, it was those final couple minutes where, you know, those 2 mistakes, the big ones, where even though he had it as overseer over the top of the army, didn't actually see it. He didn't see the big army meeting his. And then at the end, the big concave as well. Oh, it was such a mistake.
Matt done everything right that game. He got the mutas out, which completely, caught FIGARO off guard. Used it to completely deny any map vision, any control. Had the 4th base way earlier. Had the roach count. Had the same upgrades. Had the harass ready. And yeah, you're right. Two. Well, I'm going to say little mistakes. You know, not controlling those roaches that he dropped properly, and obviously, catching his army off guard as well is such a shame. But it does mean that we get a game 5, which is really good for us. I love a game 5. And this DVZ has been pretty nail-biting so far.
I'd say so, and I think as we're now in 2-2, we're at final match here, game number 5. I think it's going to get a whole lot more interesting very, very soon. I think this is going to be, the highest stakes match going on, and we're going to see, 15. Are we going to see a hatch coming down? This is going to be a 15, 14, 14 again out of FIGARO here.
Yeah, and talking of FIGARO, he is in the top left, spawning as the blue Zerg.
And down in the bottom right-hand side, the man who has gone down the last 2 games, but is still up 2 games, he is Matt.
Yeah, 2-2. I mean, if any of these players were going to go the distance, it was definitely going to be these 2. This is probably the game to do like 5 games in, basically. I'm looking forward to this. That is a little bit of an early gas, so he's going to have a bit of advantage. I think FIGARO likes the early aggression for the Lings, judging by the past couple of games we've seen.
It's going to be a 17, 17, 17, is that? 17?
Yeah, Matt's going for something completely standard. And he is going to get caught out by a little bit of Ling aggression.
A little bit. This is a 15, 14, 14, man. This isn't some air rifle. This is a Glock, man.
There's still a hatchery. There's no such thing as cheese and CVC, I told you. There is a hatchery behind it, so, I don't think he's going to go all in unless he's literally just using it for the extra lava, which is a possibility. FIGARO is a very aggressive early Zerg. We're going to see what happens here.
This is going to be a crazy man of Lings. This is going to be very similar to our Golden War game. In fact, it's the same build. The only difference is there's going to be no gold. So that means Matt's going to struggle to get out as many roaches as he did before. But this is a lot later pull than we saw on Golden Wall as well.
We'll see. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be very, very heavy aggression here. He's pulled off everything from gas, so he's just going to be massing Lings. He's just literally using the hatchery to spread the drones out and make it look like he's macroing as well. So if you're Matt's Overlord there, you've come in, you've seen some Zergs on the seen some drones on the natural, so you're like, okay. And he's even hiding his Lings at the back here. FIGARO trying to hide the aggression.
The only thing that's really an indicator that it's a 15, 40, 14 is that the creeper's ever so slightly further out than your own.
But
you're under
that is like 7,000 MMR stuff. That is.
Yeah, like it's the seconds because it's a little bit faster on that hatchery. So, if you're in this final game here, you're
Matt gets in here. Matt's gonna spot it. Matt's gonna spot it. Matt's gonna spot it. He sees it. Oh dear, run. Oh dear.
He's got nothing here. He's got nothing to do with it. He's got a later Ling speed. He's got very little gas right now. He can't get a Bane nest in time. He's going to have to go for a full wall off.
Yeah, and he's only got 2 queens to push this back. I don't think he's got the money to wall off right now. No, he hasn't. He hasn't got the money. He's just trying
creep tumor's in the way as well.
Yeah, he's just trying to block the... This is bad for Matt.
It'll be a 5-minute final game here. There's no Ling speed. There's 2 queens. They're not in a great position either. This spine crawler isn't done. The Lings are surrounded. No, Matt!
He moved out too soon.
Not like
the
this.
Queens are going to go down. As soon as those queens go down, that is it. Surround on the spine crawler.
No transfuse.
I think we've got to say well done to FIGARO. I mean, wow.
No, Matt! You were the chosen one.
He was. It was his story I wanted to follow. Matt. Matt.
No.
All I can say is FIGARO figured him out. 100% there.
Please, never use that pun again. I beg you. I mean,
he treated him like a doormat. Sorry.
You were planning these, weren't you?
No, they just literally came to me. I'm that sad. But no, great ZVZs to be fair. 3-2. FIGARO just progressing over Matt there, and he is going to join either Risky or Mystic in the grand final.
Yes,
playing for a grand prize of Volticus.
Of me?
Of you, yes.
Of me, I am the grand prize.
Volticus question mark.
Oh jeez, don't put it like that.
Did you hear the slight inflection in my voice? I don't sell myself.
Thank you very much.
Hey, look, desperate times, all right. Never say never. Never say never. No. So what are these players playing for?
So the prize pool is actually £500+ right now, with contributions over at Match Arena, which you can find over with the command exclamation point.
And we
match
can still
arena.
boost up that prize pool, right?
It'd be amazing if you could, even in these trying times, you can still help out your favorite UK players here. As you know, the payouts haven't been done, not until all the results have gone in. I won't press that payout button. I know with the pound doing quite well against, doing quite poorly against the dollar, those contributions mean even more to our UK players here. But
Yeah,
again, that's more politics we're not going to get into.
But it's good for the players.
Oh,
you know, your stocks and your shares and your savings are doing crap, but these StarCraft players are raking it in.
Yeah, you know, your retirement fund might be down the drain, but you know, these guys, they still need to eat out of StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. But no, really, really good play from both players here. But now we have Risky, who is undoubtedly probably the favorite to win this tournament right now. Playing against Mystic, who is also a very, very strong Terran from what I've seen.
Is he 5 or 6-time Epic Land champion?
More than I have fingers on this hand, thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he was like a 9-time champion, I went, yeah. You'd be a bit worried, wouldn't you? But yeah, we're about going to jump into the game soon. Both players are ready.
8-time champion. It has been a while since I last checked that stat. Wow, 8-time champion. Can you imagine?
That is how you do it. That is like, I am the Epic Land champion. That is, there's undoubtedly, right? It's like, I'm going to win this
undoubtedly.
Both players going to put on an amazing game. I love TVZ as a matchup as well. Probably the best matchup in StarCraft, probably the definitive one, I would say. And I'm excited because I get to watch 3 Zergs tonight, and I like Zergs.
3 Zergs? Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Don't remind me. As much as I love Zerg, at least it's not Protoss. That's the main thing for me. You know, I'll go full Reddit Terran on it. I don't mind.
Yeah. It's like Zergs and Terrans hate each other until they go, yeah, but Protoss. And like, yeah, brother. Yeah, we're in this together now.
Oh, Lord, don't do that. Right, so I'm just going to fill in...
I know you guys are like 2 minutes behind, so obviously you've seen this before we talk about it, but Wok has just posted the Matcherino link in the chat as well, which you can get from !Matcherino. I think you can donate any amount of money, is that right? Or is there a minimum?
No, any amount of money. I believe Matcherino might cut it off at $1 minimum. I'm not sure. I genuinely do not know.
But it all goes to the StarCraft players' pocket, which helps them, you know, live their life like they have to, you know, practice more, train more, get better. So if you want to support the UK scene and support these players, then it's well worth checking out that link as well. And we are just in the lobby. It looks like the first map is going to be Zen. And both players sort of, I think they're geared up for this one.
I think so, yeah. They wanted to play second, so I think they've been preparing quite hard for it. They wanted to get themselves ready, warmed up.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's a big match.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a big prize pool between third, fourth, and first, second. First place is £200, whereas third place is 75, I believe, off the top of my head.
Yeah, 200 quid for, you know, a couple of hours work. Not too bad.
Just a couple. I mean, we've been playing this for quite a while. It's been since the start of
2010.
I believe it was since the start of 2010. I mean, it was start of February, I believe, the qualifiers. But I'm not 100% sure. It's been too long. I've been working 7 days a week doing that. So, yeah, I'll be happy to see it over in both a good and a bad way, however you think about it. It's been really, really fun every Monday and Thursday, going out here at 7 o'clock. Seeing some amazing StarCraft, learning actually a really big amount about all the matches and the matchups, and a lot about these players as well.
Yeah, it looks like both the players are ready, screaming the ceremonial go-go. I believe that should go when we go.
We'll go when we go.
I believe that should be in the dictionary. Go-go. The StarCraft player's term for start the game. That's what it means. Bolt's just updating.
Literally, I am just updating the Wikipedia.
Imagine being on it so much that you're updating Liquipedia live as well as
literally. The Liquipedia staff look like they've been taking a break today. They haven't been following it at all. So it's down to me. It's down to personally me.
Can't say you're not committed. That's the one thing we can't say.
Very committed. Very committed.
It's the one thing we can't say about you, Volt, is you're not committed.
Exactly.
Everything else.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Everything else is fair game.
What?
Right. Spawning in the bottom left, we have TSI, the Blue Terran Mystic.
And then spawning in the top right-hand side, formerly the TSI manager and coach.
What?
He used to be on TSI many, many moons ago. He is now representing Blocksport Lions. He is Risky.
Tell me more. This is just got interesting.
This is old news, man. This was so before Blocksport Lions, Risky was on. Was it Revolution? I believe it was TSI. Then he left that for My Insanity, and then he left that for Revolution, and then he went on to Blocksport Lions. I need to look at his Wikipedia page.
Sorry, Risky is TS Mystic is Proxy in 2 racks, and he spotted it. Risky spotted it. That's big news. That is big news.
Oh, it's two. This is very, very similar to what Raza did. You know, he went for the 2 racks, game number 2 on Golden Wall. Risky's still going to take that natural, but he went for a pool first.
Yeah, makes sense.
Pretty much game over for a 2 racks here. If it'd been a 3 or 4 racks, this would have been really good, but, you know, Risky's going to have the perfect response here. He's faced Raza many times, so Mystic is almost like a protege of Raza. You could say he looks up to Raza quite greatly. Is he going to get this SCV?
Is he?
No, the SCV is pretty good here.
Yeah, he's not going to get it, but, you know, I don't think he really needed to. It does help a little bit.
The SCV's not being attacked in the bunker. No. The drones just sat there idly.
Yeah,
this is not good for Risky right now. Oh, but he pushes away the SCV still. First Marine is out, and this is looking really good for Mystic right now.
No, it's fine. The Lings are here already. They're going to push him back as well. There's not much of a Sim City here either because of the way the barracks are, so we can't really hide behind them and use that. The bunker is going to go down. Doesn't manage to get cancelled.
No cancel on the bunker. That's going to be massive because every mineral counts here because you want to get, you want those, save those minerals for bunkers, for more Marines, and especially the follow-up factory very later on. And he's even going to skip this gas. It's actually late and it should be right now. Just because he's going to really struggle to get the money for these 2 bunkers. He needs this.
The Queen's going to absolutely shut this down as well. The bunkers are actually going to act worse now. So, both bunkers cancelled. I suspect he's just going to lift these racks up in a minute and just kind of go home and try to play a normal game.
It's going to be a CC first as well. Oh, the Risky's Lings are going to cut off these Marines as well. Look at this.
Yeah, good timing by Risky.
He
hasn't noticed. He didn't notice.
If Mystic had gotten that choke point soon, this would have been a win for Mystic. But now he has no Marines. His barracks aren't home. He has no production at home. He has a Marine, a single Marine, so he could actually hold this.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, a single Marine is a good unit. He's gonna
man with gun, good unit.
Good unit, man. Good unit. But he does manage to pick off an extra SCV. Bunker at the top being built as well. Risky hasn't really invested too much into gas, so we're not going to see a Ravager pressure here. But I think he's just going to expand. I think he's just going to get to 80, 90 drones and just win.
I think so. Risky
maybe not 90. Maybe not 90.
Although his name says Risky, he's not the riskiest of players. He's like, oh my god, I'm the one that punts
double bluff. Double bluff.
Oh my god, no. What is happening? But he's not like the most... I would say he's a lot passive, although that sounds a lot harsher than it is.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, if his like ID was I'm going to cheese you 100%, then and then played a normal game, I get it. Yeah, he's not the biggest of risk takers, but he doesn't have to be. He knows. Maybe
like if he called himself Pool First. Yeah, an account called Pool First.
Wait. One second. I'm just going to create a Battle.net ID. 1 second.
I mean,
and then play
Protoss. Razorblade has one called 4 racks, proxy 4 racks, but yeah, I mean, Risky is a lot more. He'll dedicate himself to a single point. Like he'll go for hey, I'm going to go for this +1 Roach Ravager all in. And he won't really make too many moves outside of that unless it's part of his strategy, unless it's outlined as part of his strategy. Like, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Hive into Lurkers. In the meantime, I'm going to do Burrowed Roach Harass. That's part of his build. That's the sort of thing he'll do. But he won't sort of do anything crazy. He'll treat everything like a ladder game, and he'll be very consistent in the way he plays.
Yeah, so we see Mystic going up to 3 CCs as well. It's probably the smartest thing to try and recover economically, but Risky's going to spot that he's gone 3 CCs, and this might just key Risky into being really aggressive, knowing that he won't have much units at home. Stim not done, no upgrades, no medevacs on the way, tanks not even out yet. This might be the cue for Risky to kind of go for it, but it looks like he's playing really defensive.
Yeah, I mean, he's just looking to get a massive drone lead here. He's probably going to go to 7.
56 drones already. 4th base on the way. 3 bases fully saturated. Risky is an economic machine right now.
Yeah, there is nothing here that, is actually scary to him. 2 Hellions aren't going to be scary because there's been constant queen production. How many queens has he got? He's got 6 queens out right now. Lynx can't do it. Hellions can't do anything about that. There's a Baneling's nest there, so there's only a single choke here that these Hellions can go through.
Yeah, look at that creep spread as well.
Liberator.
Look at that creep spread as well. Just really, really good. Yeah, no Liberators at the moment. He's gone for Medevac first. So he's probably going to try a drop. If Risky doesn't produce a couple more units, then this might do a little bit of damage. But I think as long as the Queens are in a decent position, he should just push this away, especially with a Spore Crawler there as well. But we'll see. I mean, Mystic is really good at finding those little gaps in the defense.
Exactly.
So,
he's a very heavy drop player.
Yeah, and Risky really playing cautiously here, going Overlord speed as well, just to make sure that he's getting full scouts off. He wants to know exactly what Mystic is planning, and that's probably the good idea. But Marines moving across the map now with the Hellion drop coming in the background, but it looks like Risky's already spotted it, and he's pushing that away.
Is this just a Hellbat push? Yeah, there's an armory out. This is a Hellbat push right now.
Yeah,
I really like this pair.
Yeah, if Risky doesn't quite have enough, but he's got 8 Banelings morphing in. The Queens are ready. He's got even more Banelings morphing in. They haven't got speed yet, which is going to make a bit of a difference, but it's nearly done. Queen's ready, Banelings ready, and no, Mystic cannot push into this.
It's just not going to go for it.
No, he just can't.
That is far too scary, man.
Look,
nobody in their right mind would ever go for such a thing.
Mystic might not be in his right mind, though, but it looks like he is. he's sort of gone, you know what, I'll clean up some creep, I'll push back. But Risky immediately dropping 4 or 5 more creep tumors and a big Ling run by to the 3rd base here. That is going to do a serious amount of damage when Mystic just can't. He's locked his own SCVs out as well.
Yeah, and just his run by could have. Yeah, if this hadn't had the Hellbats in it, those Lings probably would have jumped on those Marines, with no combat shield, and probably would have ended the game there. That's the sort of position Risky's in right now. Whereas run-bys are larger than Mystic's army. This is the sort of position Risky's got himself into, which I really like. So, there was no Roach Ravager follow-up. It was just macro. He's literally on 90 drones right now. And you want to be on that sort of drone so that you can take the most unfavorable trades possible. Because we see Risky up, is up 1,500 in income per minute. So even if he trades badly by 1,000 minerals and gas per minute, he'll still be on even amount of, income and army value.
That's where you want to be, as I say. +1/+1 just finishing. Spire about to finish. +2/+2. Risky has got complete map control. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th base on its way. This is how you want to be as a Zerg. This is exactly the position you want to be in.
So this means, like we saw in, Eternal Empire, those mutants are going to get complete map control here. And Mystic, who's going to be behind in upgrades as well here, as well as, is going to be down in workers, in bases, is going to be forced back into maybe a style he doesn't really want to play, which might be his
Widowmine's not down yet. They're going to get hits around. Decent hit.
But no real kills off on those Marines there.
But look at the supply difference now. Risky's ready to max out. He has got some very high-cost units in those Mutalisks on the way as well. Plenty of Lings, even more bases. Looks like he is going for a slight little attack here to clean up this drop, while his main army sort of sits in the bottom right, ready to pounce. As soon as he sees Mystic's army moving out, he's going to go for it.
Yeah, and losing these Medevacs is really big. They're very expensive. And
there we go.
Too many of them at once. And
Widow Mines are going to get... the Banelings hit the Widows just before just before they managed to bury. That is a big deal. They're losing 4 Widow Mines for absolutely nothing. We do see the Drilling Claws upgrade on the way. 2-2 sort of halfway done. Sort of just started +2 armor for the Terran as well. Risky is taking full command. 6th base on the way. He's currently chilling on 84 drones as well. He does not have to worry about his income this game at all. He just needs to spend.
He's just starting to bank up now, so he could take engagements if he wanted to. Oh, beautiful splits there as well. But, like, he doesn't really need to. He can keep banking, and then as soon as Mystic gets maxed out, he's going to have no bank. While Risky, while still being maxed out, he's going to have a massive bank going on. So he can remax off 50 lings if he wanted to, because it's that remax potential that Risky's going for right here. He doesn't want to take a big engagement, even though he's got the bigger army. He wants to look for the remax here.
And Risky's figured that Mystic's army is completely out of position. He's going for it. It is still pretty scary. Wow, what a Widow Mine hit. It is still pretty scary to push into Widow Mines because obviously, you know, 1 or 2 good hits, as we just seen there, can completely clear up all those lings. So Risky, you know, he is trading not too well at the moment, to be perfectly honest, and that is a lot of Marines. He's going to need some really good Baneling hits here, or else that Marine army is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's just going to roll across the map.
Yeah, actually, Risky it's not been trading too well recently here.
But those Widow Mines have been absolutely key.
Yeah, the Widow Mine's been connecting really, really well, and all the Banelings there.
And just like
very
that.
Little.
No, I think that was pretty good there, to be honest. But all he's got left is Lings. There's only a couple of Banelings there. The Mutalisks aren't going to be great, especially 4 versus Marine. The boys were pulled, but I don't think they were meant to be in another huge run by here. That is a lot of Banelings, but they're not going to get much done. No, all in all. Yeah, all in all, 6 workers and a bit of army. Not great. To be honest. So again, I know Risky's really far ahead. He's already maxed again. +3 attack on the way, but eventually the Terran is going to be able to pull this back, especially now establishing a 4th base. Risky needs to be careful here.
I'm really liking Risky's position still. These muters are so scary.
Yeah.
There's not too many mines here, so these lings could really jump on top. You know, if he gets that +3 weapons, if he gets that adrenal glands, because I think that might be what he's waiting for here. In a nice big engagement, a good mineral bank here into, you know, he's probably going to remax into Ultralisk, which is building the Dan for now, and then into, you know, just lings as well. Just massive potential just to clean up.
Mutalisks doing such a good job here. 16 workers, 17, 18. Come on, where's the 18? No, just 17. But still, that is a lot of damage. Couple of drones being killed as well by a little drop in the 3rd base. Lings and Banelings running in. There's not much here to clean them up.
Oh, in the 4th base as well.
Yeah.
And in the natural, Risky is everywhere.
This is how you do it.
He's even jumping into the main base. He's jumping on the production here of Mystic right now.
Yeah, he's just absolutely decimated the worker count. Down to 43 workers, killing 34 workers in that 2-pronged attack there. Brilliant play by Risky. But Mystic's army supply is still very, very high. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, you know, Mystic still has his Thor here and his 8 medevacs, so that's a large part of his army supply. But the really scary part of Mystic's army is the 50 Marines, and Mystic has really shown that he's very good at controlling his Marines. He's very good at splitting. As we saw versus Asta, there was some incredible splits going on. And it's down to how well he can control in these massive fights versus Risky, who's now going to have adrenal glands now. He's going to have +3 weapons.
Yeah.
And there's going to be Ultralisk.
But
Baneling aren't there. He's not looking. He's looking at his 4th base.
Yeah, the 4th base is definitely gone. Obviously, now he's decimated the army of Mystic in the middle as well. Supplies slowly falling. Risky just absolutely dominating this map. Look at the creep spread. Look at where the bases are as well. He has no fear about building bases right in Mystic's face. These Mutalisks have been so good. Good couple of mine hits on those Mutalisks, and they're all gone. 3 Mutalisks remain. Wow, what a good mine hit. But that is a lot of mines. So
Banelings. Oh my lord. That's going to be it. GG. Mystic. Wow. I'm actually really surprised how well he played there. Being so far behind that entire game, nothing worked out for him, and he still hung on. Got that 4th base really nicely, and continued to really play down to the 50 minutes there.
Yeah.
Risky.
I mean,
the
those
defense
people
was so good the other game.
Those people on the ladder, right? They go 2 racks and then they go, oh, damn, it didn't work, GG. Mystic actually pulling that into quite a long macro game, considering where he was. But I think Risky had complete control the entire game, to be honest. Like, he didn't feel threatened, I don't think. He still played extremely safe, which I think is akin to, how scared of Mystic you have to be. Because if he starts multitasking and dropping in multiplications, Liberator comes in, that economic advantage slowly disappears. Or, in some cases, very quickly disappears as well. So, Risky not sort of going, I'm way ahead here, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. He's literally gone, you know what, I respect you, I respect Terran as a race, I'm going to keep safe here. And he played that really, really well.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So we are jumping into map number 2 as well, which is going to be Nightshade. So, so far, not seeing any of the new maps.
Not yet. Well, we have our map order, and it's going to be Zen as our first map, Nightshade, Eternal Empire, Simulacrum, Everdream, with Golden Wall and Purity vetoed. So we're only going to see one new map, and it's going to be our final map if we get there.
Mm-hmm. I think I think we could see the final map, between these two players who are. I'll let you start.
Yeah. So spawning down the bottom right-hand side of Nightshade, he is our TSI Terran. He is Mystic.
Currently 1-0 up with some incredible macro play. We do see Lions Risky.
Yeah, so we didn't actually talk too much about Risky there, did we? The early game last time we were talking about what teams he was on. So originally he was on TSI Team StarCraft Improved, which was Wardy's team way back in the day when it was StarCraft Improved, the little club. But that was many years ago. It must have been 5 or so years ago now when TSI disappeared, turned into Wardy TV, because that was Wardy's big break, was the StarCraft Improved stuff. And he had a team of UK players, which included Risky, and they'd all trained up themselves. They all practiced together, and it was one of those UK teams out there, which was back in the day used to be Fofog versus TSI. That was the big rivalry many years ago now. And Risky was the team captain until he moved to My Insanity. He got picked up by My Insanity also many years ago. Was it 2016, 2017? It may have even been 2015. Oh god, I'm trying to remember now off the top of my head, but it was many years ago. And then he moved to he left My Insanity, joined Fofog, and then went to Team Revolution, and then went to Epic, and then went to Lions, Blocksport Lions. Oh my god. How I remember that, I don't know. I'm
impressed. I can barely remember my own birthday. You seem to know the entire team history moves of every single player in the scene.
Yeah, I try and get to know them the best I can. Like, they've got some fascinating history. And, as an outsider from most of those years, I only joined the UK scene in 2017. I say only, but that was like 3 or 4 years ago now.
Only, yeah.
Yeah, only.
It's been a while.
But let's talk a bit about this game. So we have Mystic opening, super standardly. He's going to go for Reaper Fast Expand. Wait, did he? Yep. Yeah, he went for a Reaper Fast Expand. He's going to keep his Reaper at home. Just because I'm not actually sure why he kept his Reaper at home. Maybe he was expecting some...
There was 6 lings out from Risky, so that kind of made him think that there was going to be a pressure. So I think he brought his Reaper back just in case.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Keeping that Reaper at home is a really good idea.
Yeah, especially if you're expecting pressure. Yeah, because obviously, when you're going for this Reactor Hellion play, you generally skip the Marine, if I'm correct, in Terran play. So you will not have anything. Well, you do get the Marine, do you?
You get the Marine if it's barracks then gas, but if it's gas then barracks, you don't get the Marine. You go straight for the Reactor.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
Slight differences. The Zerg is kind of hard to pick up on.
Yeah. Do you know what I like as well? Risky going for that Overlord speed.
Yeah, this is a sort of risky sort of play here. This is very conservative. He's sitting back and he's trying to figure out what's going on and act on what he knows. Because as I was saying last time, Risky likes to act on, very pinpoint things. He'll go for a single step and act on that.
Yeah, getting that creep tumor is actually quite a big deal as well, just denying that creep spread even more. You've seen the queen sort of moving out to protect it, but wasn't able to. Two Hellions across the map. He's going to be joined by some Hellion brothers as well. Ling's running some Marines, and yeah,
I
Overlord's
think what we need to
scalp
pay attention
everything.
to is the fusion core on the bottom left-hand side, and
He's faking the Banshee. He's
yeah,
faking.
is looking to get cloak as well, but yeah, he's trying to show it. But I think Risky thinks there might be a fusion core, and he was looking round for it, but maybe he was doing the double bluff there because there was no cloak on the tech lab. Maybe he made him think that
he's faking
hey, this is battle cruisers.
Or maybe
where is the
drop?
fusion core? Maybe it is actually a Banshee, and it's going to come back in and have a look around. And it really is going to be a battle cruiser.
Did he? He didn't fake the cloak,
did he? Maybe he made Risky think, hey, this could be a battle cruiser. So he has a look around. There's no fusion core, right? So he's going to look back out, and it's like, oh, there's still no fusion core, and this is still building. Maybe he built the Banshee, maybe it left. Yeah, I bet he's so confused right now because he's looking around for this.
Yeah, he's looking for something, isn't he?
He's looking for this fusion core that just is not there, and you know this Hellion count is getting higher and higher. The armory is also being proxied, so this is going to be a Hellion hellbat like we saw on Nightshade in the finals of Epic Land. If you remember, did you cast this game?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And there was reverse positions, Razor Blade, a Risky. And we went mental.
Yeah, he literally just warped the battlecruiser into the front line and just pushed. It was like, oh my god, this battlecruiser harass is going to do some damage.
Queen's that either.
That is a lot of Hellions.
Are you ready to get as mental?
I'm ready. Right, ready. I'm focused.
Are you ready?
Here it goes.
Here it is. It's the battlecruiser. Let's go. The There is no roaches either.
No,
he's still down. He's got nothing.
Oh, those drones melting.
But he's still got no drone kills.
There's a lot of queens, but that's actually Risky doing a really good job holding here. Those queens have still got a lot of health. There's not a lot of Hellions left either. Roach is out just in time.
The Hellbats are doing a good job, actually. If he needs to jump back in here, he needs to shield for these Hellbats here.
Why would you bring your drones? He cleaned this up really well. That is a great hold by Risky.
That was a little bit sad there for Mystic, but I'm glad we went a little bit mental. I think the battlecruiser should have been in there until it died. You know, that armor,
I think you
needed to take the fire of those Hellbats. Those Hellbats, if they got some more shots off, deny mine time a lot longer, kill those queens, I think that would have been really good. So it doesn't look like he's going to go for another battlecruiser.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There are, of course, the merits of keeping the battlecruiser alive. Of course, it's going to be constant harassment. It's so easy. You teleport it in, you move command it. There you go. Things die. That's it.
Yeah.
Laser beams raining down from the heavens. That's what a battlecruiser harassment is. It's like, it's got 14 armor. What do I do?
Risky's going to break this wall. He's used a couple of Ravagers to break this wall. Now the Lings are going to flood in. And there's not much there to actually defend this. No siege tank as of yet, I believe. One just spawning. But the battlecruiser's finally come back home.
Literally, it's the hero battlecruiser. He's going to push it away.
Yeah.
My god. It's like that Wings of Liberty mission, isn't it? With it's the evacuation, I think it's called. It's like you're holding on against the Zerg, and it's like we're called in the fleet, and it's just use a little cinematic of the raining down fire. Everyone all right down there? So sick.
I'm so happy battlecruisers made a comeback, man. They were like one of those units that you build when you were just way ahead and thought, yeah, you know what? Let's have some fun. Now they're actually staple. They are part of this meta. I love it.
This has been a fun game so far. I've been enjoying this one. I love TPC.
Is Risky prepping for mech? It looks like he's kind of going. No, he's getting Baneling speed, so maybe not. But
usually versus mech, you'll go for you go Roach Ravager, maybe a couple of Banelings as well, but definitely the Swarm Host. Swarm Host is your most consistent answer versus mech, especially when you have a better economy like Risky has right now. He's just recently taken that big economic lead after that big Hellbat attack where he took very little damage. Drone up after that to 80. He's still droning now. He's going to go up to maybe 90 here in the face of this big tank battle cruiser push here.
It's a bit of a scary push, to be honest. And Risky doesn't have much at home just yet. The battlecruiser is going to do a lot of damage if he gets it right. The tank's on the high ground. That's really good position.
Oh,
that was a weird warp. Was that
was
meant
not a
to
good
happen?
warp. No, definitely not. I think that was a misplay. I think that was meant to be a stim.
No banelings though. No banelings. Oh yeah, it's the Tiki, isn't it? It's the same
It
one.
is the Tiki. I rebound mine just because this happens all the time. Mystic is having like the most fundamental of Terran mistakes, which is that teleport, and he must be kicking himself right now. The double biles going on.
Biles, yeah, and he's going to have enough to clean this up. The battlecruiser doing some damage.
The biles on the BC as well. There's no teleport out.
He needs to be careful, but there is a lot of Marines still. But no, Corruptor's out. Bye bye BC. Marine's going to get rained down on as well. There is a Baneling that connects one tank in the back that's going to get cleaned up. Risky doing a really good job here of just pushing back any sort of aggression. And look at that map vision. Look where his overlords are. Every single base, every single attack.
He sees the proxy as well, which is incredible.
Risky has map hacks right now. He has map hacks everywhere. He sees everything that's moving out. And the Corruptor's still just pinging down medevacs as well. It's a good use of them afterwards. Obviously, once the DC's gone.
I think what's the most impressive thing about all of these games so far out of Risky is that despite all the pressure he's been under, despite everything, he's always been able to get his double evos up and always somehow be ahead of his opponent here in upgrades. Like, he's going to have his 2-2 faster than the Terran has 2-2, which is surprising. Normally they're about even, if not a little bit behind the Zerg will be, but you know, Risky, he's really on the ball with his upgrades. As soon as his 1-1 finished, bang, there's a 2-2. He's always got that gas spare. He's always got those, you know, he's on 8 gas right now, which is an insane amount of gas for a Zerg. Nobody needs this much gas. Not unless you're going like, you know, really heavy muters, but this is going to be Rogue Ravager.
Infested Broodlords, you know, throw it back. that used like 8 or 10 gas, I believe.
Since they removed Infested Terrans, yeah, Infestors aren't the greatest.
Boo.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, Risky.
The Corrupt just went in position, though.
Yeah, Risky just maxed out here, you know, trying to get a little drop on, but the Corruptors are going to be used to push that back. Great use of Corruptors here. Risky's army clashing in the middle, but pulling back after running into tanks. Again, some decent biles, free on the way now. Hive is done. Ultralists are coming out, and that is going to be the death push of Risky. As soon as these Ultras are out, that's it. He's just going to be smashing army into army into army. But Mystic does have 4 bases up.
Risky's got to take an engagement where he doesn't lose everything, but like he doesn't. But he also needs to get rid of the supply because this is a really bad army for Risky.
Yeah, I think this is the way to do it as well.
Regardless, the tanks are out of position. There was no pre-splits because this is a bad army for Risky right now. There's that much bio outs right now. There isn't many Banelings, and Ravagers are just so supply inefficient. He does not want to be taking a big fight with this. That's why you're not seeing Risky just go all the way with this because it's just not a. It doesn't have much longevity in it. It's just an expensive army.
Yeah, double Baneling drop. That's the right way to do it. All the upgrades on the way from Risky as well. Ultra Cavern coming in. Hopefully, you can do some economic damage here. It looks like they are a little bit clumped up, but I think
he sees it, but it's not pulling. It's not pulling. So many Banelings going down.
Oh wow! He was one Baneling away from doing a lot of damage. They got sniped out the air.
Oh, yeah, but how?
Because Terran good, yo.
They're all on full health, man.
Yeah, Risky does need to trade out some army here. He doesn't need that many Ravagers, but they are doing a good job. Bio coming down, but that is a good choke point. Good.
Insane. But it just doesn't have enough bio.
No, it's just not enough. Here. Just not enough. And obviously, look at that. Risky already pretty much maxed out again. Mystic sort of struggling. A couple more tanks in the background. But every push, Risky gets further and further ahead. This is scary. As a Terran player right now, like, how do you feel being in this position?
I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't be happy being Risky either. Again, this army is just not good. He doesn't want to be staying on this forever, but he's not taking any serious engagement, so he's being forced to stay on this. Yeah. Yes, there's going to be Ultralists in, but there's also tanks and Marauders in here.
Yeah.
But as you can see, there's just no conclusive, like, big engagements.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of Unmorphed Banes here as well, which is a shame. But the Ultralists are finally starting to come in now. But again, Ultra's not particularly great, especially if you've got like a good Sim City. They are kind of one of those units that, in theory, are really, really good. But against free Marines with a good Sim City, they just melt.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But we are going to see ultra speed. We've seen kindness plating
Another
go down.
Baneling drop. Is this one going to do a little bit more? Yes, that's what you like to see from a Baneling drop. Look at those upgrades as well. Just one-hitting SCVs with that +3 attack. So good. Another Baneling drop here. 25.
But he misses all the 4 HP SCVs. These are scarred for life, man. Oh my
God. Like, I don't want to see any Overlords in the sky anymore, guys. Like, I don't like them.
I wouldn't say this is a bad position for Mystic right now. Like, if he can get his 5th base secure, all this engagement though, this is
good surround there. Wow, attack from every single side. Tanks are naked. They're out of position. They can't really do much. Getting as much damage as they can. But Risky's still on 200 supply, and Corrupt is just cleaning up the drops. Every attempt at aggression Mystic has made, Risky is swatted away.
I think I should stop saying that Mystic is in a good position, because every time I do that, the caster curse kicks in, and he takes the worst engagement known to man.
Yeah, that was...
Oh my good lord. That was
pretty nasty.
He was in a good position. His army was very good there, but he just wasn't prepared for the surround there. Risky had his number, and he was there. He was in 2 positions, ready to clamp in, and with Ultralisks, my god, your heart rate goes from 90 to like 160. Just in about 4 seconds when you see them, because it just murders everything.
Yeah, exactly. There are a couple of Liberators here sieging up, but there's only 2 or 3, so not a great deal. He needs slightly more than that to kind of fend off the aggression here. And of course, Risky can just run around, but he's ready to engage, and another good surround. Baneling hits already. Tank's not able to do much. There's not much that can shoot up, so these Liberators are doing damage. But that's a lot of Zerg just barreling down here. But again, look at the Sim City here, just stopping the Ultralists doing what they want to do.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about Risky's army just not being that good. And I think now is the time where Risky's going to change now. He's going to probably go into Ultraling Bane, maybe some Corruptors as well, as he gets his +3 air weapons. And I don't think he's ever going to make any more Ravages, but somehow he keeps them alive, which is both a blessing and a curse.
Going down. I'm going to assume a Baneling drop or run by of some kind as well. This 5th base, he's doing a really good job of denying it here as well. And again, the army is mainly Marauders now, so it's going to be good against the Ultras. Decent SimCity. He needs to get a repair on that planetary before it goes down.
Oh my god. Like, that 5th base there was the key to Mystic staying that game 5 minutes, another 10 minutes, maybe even winning there.
Yep.
But, god damn, I mean, every time, like, Mystic always gets so close, he can always keep up, but he's like, he's always that 2nd place runner that's always second. He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride sort of thing. He's doing always really well. You know, he's a really good-looking bridesmaid, but he's never got someone. He's never got that 1st place, and he's always so close. It makes me a little bit sad.
There you go, Mystic. If you're watching this back later, you're a really pretty bridesmaid. That's what Volkus is saying.
I'll invite him to my wedding, and I'll make sure he's in a...
Yeah, put him in a nice pink dress. He'll love it. Be good.
But no, Mystic is a sound guy.
Yeah.
I think he would, to be honest. I think he would turn up in a bridesmaid dress if I asked him.
Good to know. There you go. You ever wondered if Mystic would turn up to your wedding in a bridesmaid dress? Volkus gives as well.
Exactly. You're very right.
Moving on to game number 3, then we're going to see Eternal Empire.
So Mystic's 1 game away from, I would say, elimination, but there is a 3rd place match against Matt. But there's no count him out yet, because he could still face FIGARO in the finals here for up to £200. Well, up to and including the Maturino donation. So if you are
at least 200.
If you are feeling generous in these trying times, please use the link !Maturino and drop a couple dollars in there. It would mean so much to me and all these players there. Yep. With that, I think we should get into game number 2, number 3 even. Oh,
number 3.
Tonight is flown by, my friend, and we're going to be on Eternal Empire. Both our players said ready. I'm always in the opposite chat. Let's go. I'm always looking at like the private message with Risky because he's got the map on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just because every game I go between that to know which game to like. I should really use the Wikipedia. That'll be a lot more consistent.
So you're checking map, you're hosting, you're casting, you're updating Wikipedia. Is there anything you can't do, Volkus?
Play well. That's why I'm not playing. Yeah.
That's what you're here, not there.
Only Masters 2.
Only. Yeah, you know, only in like the top 3% of players or whatever.
Yeah, but
talking of top 3% of players, we have two of them here. In the bottom left, we do have the blue Terran, Mystic.
Yeah, Mystic, who's clearly in the top 50%, and Risky, who's at least silver 1 and is spawning in the top right-hand side, representing Blocksport Lions. Yet again, he's our silver 1, maybe gold 3 player. He is Risky.
Yeah, I mean, with proper focus, he could probably get to like gold 1, platinum.
I think he has the potential for platinum. I think one day, if he keeps at it, he might get platinum. No, I can't even keep a straight face. It's too silly. This guy is
if he's crushing tournaments like he is, and he's platinum, I'd be like, the scene needs to just go away. It doesn't need to exist anymore.
It's like WESG, like you see all these Asian countries. They're always funded by, you know, what Chinese company is it? It's like Weeaboo, something like that. I can't remember. It's not Weeaboo, is it? Because that's someone that's into Japanese stuff. What's it called? I can't remember. It's some Chinese that funds WSG, and they fund all these like qualifiers, and I'm like, okay, if you win this like Indonesian finals, right, you get $200. Who is the top player in Indonesia? Me. I'm Diamond 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's like, and then you'll see like, you know, Drogo on Twitter, because you know it's such an amazing meme. Man. It's like UK France finals, 0 prize pool. Indonesia finals, $200, and it's like, okay, 6K,
it's like
7K players, Diamond 2.
It's like that story that Day 9 says in that epic, you know, Day 9 Daily 100, where, you know, him and Artosis and like some of the best players in America at this qualifier in Vegas. And there's just this like 8-year-old kid who's like 900 MMR that just turned up at a qualifier. He was the only one there, and he got through.
Yeah,
to like the WCG finals. He's
whenever
like
I
some
hold
kid that's played
qualifiers.
StarCraft like 4 times.
Oh my god, are you trying to say that the game was dead back in 2008? Was it when?
No, no, before that I think. I think it was like 2006. Yeah, it's World Cyber Games. Yeah, I'm not saying StarCraft was dead. I'm just saying that in the US they had one person turn up at the Vegas qualifier. That is a fact.
Let's Google it. I'm gonna Google it. Day 9.
By the way, if you haven't watched the Day 9 Daily 100, oh my god.
2005, man.
2005
he won.
Wow.
We're talking 15 years ago. What month was it as well? It was September. September 2000. It was nearly 15 years ago. My god, man. And he like put back the Day 9 Daily 100 years ago as well. And he was talking about it like it was ages before as well. This is like you know, Cleopatra is closer to the modern day than she was to the building of the pyramids, sort of thing, isn't it? That's what it is.
Wait,
genuine comparison.
Is that true?
Yeah, genuinely.
Oh my god.
The pyramids are that old, dude.
Jesus.
Like Cleopatra was around like 0 BC, wasn't she? The pyramids were 3000 BC, and we're in 2000 AD, man. Or should I say BCE and CE?
I don't know, there's like plagues going around, we're forced indoors, like this feels not 2020-ish.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. So pretty standard game here so far. What is Mystic building in that bottom right? It's a proxy factory, so he's going to go
for... Thor? No.
Four drop?
Not Thor.
Four
no,
drop?
It can't be Thor. But it's double factory. No, this will be Cyclones. I didn't realize it was the second factory. I've been thinking too much about Cleopatra, man. But this will be...
Me too, that's all I think about nowadays.
So we're going to see... Oh, no, it's going to be Hellion. It's just going to be Hellion. It could even be Hellbats, depending if we see an armory go down. This could just be Blue Flame here. And that'll be a lot more potent, but it's got to work, man. It's got to work.
Yeah. So far, every attempt at early aggression Mystic has made, Risky's cleared up with absolute precision.
Yeah, Risky is a queen player, and, you know, that's really going to help him here. But there's got to be such a timing here. He can't back out of this because his, you know, it will be shown up. And Risky last game didn't actually fight with his Lings at all, so I don't know how this Blue Flame is actually going to help him here. I think he's just going to rely on sheer number of Hellions, but his macro is not being great. He's only stopped building Hellions for the most part.
Yeah, how many queens does Risky have at the moment? 6 queens, seventh on the way as well. Doesn't have too many units, but the Baneling nest is about to finish. So I suspect as soon as he sees this amount of Hellions, and again he spots another 2 moving across the map, he is going to make a serious amount of Banelings. Only 6 lings on the way, another queen on the way. So he's going to go up to 8 queens, which should be enough.
He's going to jump on top of this and transform. Ooh. I would have jumped a little bit deeper because those queens can't just walk away. And we are going to just see the blue flame jump. Now it's done.
There we go. That's going to make the difference.
On like one health.
Queen's good.
This isn't working out for him.
No. I didn't realize queens were this good against this sort of aggression. Risky really showing.
I said it in the last cast, and I'm reluctant to say it again, but queens are a macro support unit, remember?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're not aggressive units at all. Not defensive. They're just literally there to spawn lava. And anyone who says different is racist against Zergs. That's all.
No, joking aside, they are very, very good units. They have like 175 health. They cost 150 minerals. Do they have base armor? I cannot remember for the life of me. I can't even get help upon this overlay.
Yeah, 1 armor is standard.
They have 1 armor. Like, that's a crazy amount of armor as well. It's the same as a roach. And then they have super good range. They can inject, they can transfuse as well. So they do not die in these sorts of numbers.
Queens are good, yeah. Do see a little bit of a hellbat drop in the natural here, but again, Risky just on top of it. It's going to shut it down. I know Hellions are really, really good against Lings, but if they get out and they get surrounded, they're not so good.
Yeah, I think how Mystic could have improved that is by diving deeper in Hellion mode and then transforming. Like, transform like behind the queens, so they have to run through the Hellbats. That would have been probably the best way to do it. That's how you would see like maybe Kelazar do it, maybe Maru, but I've not seen Maru innovation, anything like that, or even Cure. Cure's the one with the crazy moves at the moment.
I think that would have been a much more efficient use, definitely, but I think with the amount of queens and the target firing Risky was doing, I would have shut that down as well. Big difference here, though. Risky hasn't really been hot on the upgrades as he has been previously. Looks like there's no melee. Carapace just on the way, no range at all. Good little drop here in the main as well, just causing a bit of lost mine time. Couple of drones killed. A Widow Mine hiding in the back as well, but that's going to get shut down. And it looks like Mystic is on top of his macro, is on top of his upgrades as well. So maybe a bit of a longer game coming into game number.
I think every game has been one of the longer games so far. We've all had 15-minute games so far. I don't think this game's going to be any different here, as we see, Risky, as we were saying, is a very sort of, he'll step back, he'll drone up, he'll go for a dedicated sort of style.
Oh, nice roast there. Hellions getting a really good lineup. 8 drones killed, but now they are definitely not going to make it out with the medevac going down as well. And a nice little counter attack here. Mystic doesn't have anything to defend his third base at the moment. Hellions coming in with the marine pressure, but that's a lot of road Ravager.
There is not enough marines here.
And the tank has
the tank.
Oh, and that's it.
No. So long game, right?
What do I know? Yeah. It's the cast the curse.
And Risky is going to go 3-0 yet again. He 3-0'd Razorblader. He 3-0'd Mystic. He did drop a map, though, and he'll hate me for bringing this up, against Savage. That's the only place where he's dropped a map so far. He's only dropped 1 map, and he's the only person in this entire tournament to only have dropped
Big up Savage. That'd be my claim to fame. Like, yeah, you know that tournament Risky absolutely swept the floor with? I took a map on him. Me. I did it. I am the Kingslayer. I am the giant taker downer.
No, but it was very well played by Mystic. He always held on, but he was like, he just couldn't quite pull out the win there, but he played very well, I think.
Yeah. Again, I say this pretty much every single time we cast, but the scores do not reflect the games at all. Like, if you looked at that and gone, that was a 3-0, you go, oh, okay, Risky, completely wiped the floor. But Mystic tried some early aggression. Risky sort of, backhanded it away. But then Mystic fell back into long macro games. I mean, how many sort of proxy 2 racks do you see turn into, 3cc macro game? Like, none?
What? Usually a lot, because 2 racks is meant to have that transition.
Oh, okay.
It looked a bit weird
because
it looked weird because of the cancelled bunker that early. Like, he would have got an earlier gas. It would have been a lot smoother for him. And he would have transitioned to factory, that sort of thing. But maybe it's one of those builds he's not too comfortable with. And the opening really kind of reflected that.
Okay, that makes sense. But overall, really, really impressive games tonight. We see FIGARO taking Matt 3-2 as well. So Matt's going to go down as that third place match versus Mystic. So we're going to see another TVZ in that third place match. And
it's going to be the same matches. And it's going to be in the opposite order, though.
Yeah.
But we are going to have a Zerg champion.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a ZVZ final in the UK scene for a long time. I believe the last one was Mix versus Risky. Maybe this would have been 2015, 16. I cannot remember. I remember Mix one. Mix versus... No, it was Kladderheiser Mix. And then, there was Risky Revolution as well. So the last one was in 2017, summer 2017. Risky versus Revolution was the last ZVZ final.
Did you look that up, or did you know that?
I just looked that up now, but I knew Mix came in there somewhere, and he won versus GamerRichy.
Your UK StarCraft 2 knowledge is so impressive.
I love the players. I love the scene. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we're going to have a best of 7 third place match, TVZ, and a best of 7 ZVZ. That is going to be grueling for both players.
It's going to be grueling for me and possibly you as well if you feel like coming down and joining me.
After I've been locked down, I have no outside hobbies.
I mean, my work is just cut out as well.
Please let me cast. I might go insane.
My work's been shut down as well, so it is. It's going to be a lot of StarCraft for me. I think I might off-race, figure out ZVZ, and figure out ZVT from the Zerg perspective as well.
Right. That is a good use of your time.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
everyone that's on lockdown is going to get way better now.
Yeah, my parents and my girlfriend may not approve, but I hope you at home will improve. My casting knowledge is that much better.
I was going to say, if you want 14 days just to play StarCraft, just start coughing. Easy.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Just start coughing.
Just start coughing. Make sure it's a wet cough, not a dry cough. Have a bit of a fever going on, so every morning you put a hot little bag on your head, that sort of thing.
Do some squat jumps, warm yourself up, It's good.
Exactly.
But all jokes aside, I think absolutely everybody stay safe. Obviously, it's a bit of a horrible time. Please come and tune in on Thursday, it is, right?
Yes, this Thursday coming.
And same time, 7 p.m.
Yes.
It'll
be 7 p.m. It's always 7 p.m. But I say that, but we're coming up on the very final day of the UK StarCraft 2 League. It's been a long time coming. It's been well over a year in planning. And then it's been nearly 2 months of playing it out, because I think the qualifiers were the 1st of, I think it might have been the 2nd of February. So it was a long, long time away.
Wow, yeah, February. I mean, March has been 70, 80 days by now. So yeah, February is a long time away.
Yeah,
it does feel like we've had 2 months in this month already. So, but yeah, there's plenty more StarCraft to come. Obviously, finals on Thursday, which should be just incredible. I can't wait. 2 big best of 7s between 4 of the best players in the UK scene. I am very much looking forward to it. I hope everyone that's tuning in as well is. Tell your friends if they want to watch StarCraft or watch some UK players brawl it out on the virtual arena. Please tune in. Volt, any last words?
Special thanks to Exo. He's done an amazing job. After 2 months of hosting the stream and observing, there's been no hiccups. He'll probably tell me down the mic right now that I'm wrong, and he had a couple hiccups. He's just told me there's been zero hiccups. So
I'm that good. I'm that good. 0.
He is just that good. He's just that good, and he's an amazing job. And I'm really looking forward to working with him on the finals and maybe future projects. Shout out to all the players. It's been amazing working with you all. You've been super helpful and cooperative. It's been amazing, and it's been really good seeing all load of old faces. But
for the replay maker guy as well.
Replay maker guy.
The guy that does the seed right at the start. The highlight, sorry.
Oh, pause. Yes, excuse me. Oh, yes, please. And Exo, you're going to play the highlights again, aren't you? Close us up. And then maybe, should we meme it with a bit of Boris Lo-Fi, but... I remember that I didn't get good responses. I didn't get good responses.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Obviously, Wok is being kind enough to post the Discord links and the Twitter links at UKSC2 Discord. You can find it there as well. Join in, get involved. Doesn't matter if you just bought the game today. Get involved in the scene. Everyone's really helpful. Yeah, get involved. Tune in on Thursday. I'm BMU at SC Button Me Up. I'm with Volticus at Volticus. See you on Thursday, I guess.
Yeah, see you Thursday.
See you guys. Like T-Ball has spotted it, so this might do a bit of damage.
No, T-Ball's not responding.
That is...
Ooh, 11 pros going down. Lots and lots of corruptors, but... I mean, jumping on armies...
T-Ball's going to lose all his high tempos and banelings. That is awful.
Really good against these corruptor stacks here that are coming in. Some really good storms going down these corruptors, though. There's no storms left. I think this could be the end of T-Ball's army here.
He is going to get a lot of damage done here with Dark Tempest, and FIGARO just isn't ready with his Hornmost yet.
It's a handful here, and it isn't really going to do a lot. He'll jump on the mineral line here, and
yeah,
it's going to get quite a few probe kills, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill the Nexus in time.
No, he can sort of take a Nexus down within a few seconds, as we're going to see here. And T-Ball's going to lose his main Nexus, and that's down to 1 mining base. You do see a couple of Archons in the main doing some more damage, 10 drones killed. This is just base racing, but very, very slowly.
It's nothing. It's nothing. I don't think it's going to survive.
He's a natural here as well. There's DPS in the DTs. Yeah, so there is a DT in the main, there is a DT in the natural, and there is a DT at the third as well that just got cleared up. The Overseer having to